Thank you so much for joining us for our first virtual event. Today we're going to be doing chalk play activities. My name is Miss Nicole, and when you can't find me at home being safe, I am here at the Quakertown Library as a children's librarian. So before we get started, I have somebody here filming me today, so I am unable to answer any live comments coming through our live video. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below once the video has ended, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So today, all you need is some outdoor space and some chalk. So I have a trusty box of chalk here, and I'm gonna walk you through 4 different activities that I created to give you some inspiration on what you can do outdoors in this nice weather. So let's get started with our first activity. So our first activity is Hopscotch. It's an oldie but a goodie. You're gonna start by drawing out your pattern in a 1-2-1-2 pattern. Before we get started, you're also going to need a beanbag. So I created my beanbag with a baggie and some popcorn kernels, and then you can also use peanuts, dried pasta, buttons, anything that you have at home, or you can use an actual beanbag. Or you can also use a stone or a pebble if you have one at home. So you're gonna take your beanbag and you're gonna toss it onto one of the numbers. I landed on number 7. Then you're gonna hop through. You're gonna skip number 7. You're gonna turn around, go back, and pick up your beanbag. And then you're all set. So this is a great activity for your little ones who are learning how to write out their numbers, or your little ones who are just learning how to count. So I always do 1 through 10, but sometimes kids go crazy and do 1 through 20. It's a lot of fun, and it gets them active and outdoors. If you're not able to have a sidewalk or a driveway or a parking lot you can also use some painter's tape inside your house, and you can lay out the pattern in a hallway or in your basement. All right, so are you guys ready for our second activity? This activity is my favorite. So our second activity over here is a 2D obstacle course. So the object of this is you lay out a multitude of varieties of different challenges for you to do, and then you go through the obstacle course. This is great for older kids who can get really creative with the different challenges, but it's also good for little ones who might just want some activities to do. If you are doing it with a younger child and you don't have an older child writing everything out, I recommend an adult to write out all these activities. Again, this is something you can do indoors with some painter's tape and some paper to write down the different challenges. You guys ready to see my obstacle course? All right, so my obstacle starts here, and we are going to hop. Then we're gonna take a nice big jump. Then we're gonna touch our toes. Then we're gonna do some jumping jacks. Then we're gonna walk backwards. And then we are gonna follow the line. Then we're gonna stomp and roar like a dinosaur. Go roar. Then we're gonna hop again. And then we're gonna end by shouting hooray! Hooray! Because we finished our obstacle course. Again, this is a great one to do with siblings, with some older kids who can get really creative with the different challenges. All right, are you guys ready for our third chalk play activity? Follow me. All right, so this is our third chalk play activity over here. This is what we would call a bullseye activity. It's very reminiscent of skee ball, something you can do down on the boardwalk. So I started first by drawing a smaller circle and then drew increasingly larger circles around it. You want to put your largest points in the center and your smallest points at the end, here in the bigger circles. Then I drew a space over here to start. And this activity, you're also going to need a beanbag, so you can create your own or use something to toss at home. And you want to toss your beanbag and try to land on some points. I always like to shoot for 100, but I'm not really that good at it. Oh, I got it this time. So work on some math as well. You can challenge your little ones to try to get up to 500 points. You can, if you have siblings or multiple little kids, you can try to challenge them who can get to 1,000 points first. You can also turn this into a minute to win it challenge. How many points can you get in 60 seconds? So it's a great, fun little challenge. It kind of reminiscent about boardwalk play, and you can do a little bit of math in there, sneak it in there when they're playing outside. If you are indoors and don't have an outdoor space, I recommend using some buckets or Tupperware containers or pots and laying them out in a line with the smallest points being in the front and the higher points in the back. And again, you can just mark a space in your house for them to toss the beanbag into the bucket in your house, or the pot or the Tupperware container. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that activity. Now we are going to go over to our fourth and final activity. This activity you can also use buckets or containers to do indoors if you do not have an outdoor space. All right, follow me. All right, so this is our last activity. It is a color sort activity. So if you are indoors and unable to draw the different colors on the ground, you can take buckets or pots or containers. And I would recommend either laying a t-shirt or a piece of clothing into each bucket to designate its color, or you can write label the buckets with the color if your little one's reading, or you can start with the object already in the bucket to designate that color. But since we are outdoors, I took my chalk and I drew 6 different colors and I labeled them with their color. And then over here, I drew a box to put all of my objects in. You can do as many or as little objects as you like. Again, if you have multiple siblings, you can turn this into a challenge where you challenge your little ones who can sort their objects first into the colors. Or if you have your little ones, which I really recommend this activity for your littlest of little ones, who are learning their colors, who like to sort like things, and are just starting to read. So we put some objects here, and you could be like, would you go find me the purple thing and put it in the purple circle? So I would grab my purple object and put it in my purple circle to sort it. You can do it again. All right, can you find me the green object now? So I would find my green froggy and put my green froggy in my green circle. But like I said, you can also make it a minute to win it challenge, or you can challenge your little ones to compete against each other. So those were my 4 different chalk play activities. I hope you guys found some inspiration for what you can do outdoors with just a little bit of chalk and some space. Before I go, I want to let you know we do have another video coming up this Thursday. We're going to be doing magnet stories with Miss Liz. It's going to be at 1 o'clock, and it'll be right here on our Facebook page. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you've tried out any of these activities, please leave them in the comments below. We can't wait to see you.